setup of the Atlas V?
The Atlas V RD-180 main engine and 4 solid rocket boosters ignite to generate more than 10.2 million newtons, or 2.3 million pounds of thrust, to lift the rocket on its way towards a hyperbolic escape trajectory. Shortly after liftoff, Atlas begins a pitchover to attain the proper flight path while minimizing the dynamic pressure the vehicle experiences during flight. The Atlas V reaches Mach 1, the speed of sound, at 35 seconds. Following burnout, the 4 SRBs are jettisoned at 1 minute 49 seconds. In the next 2.5 minutes of first stage flight, the Atlas V will more than triple its velocity. At 3 minutes 27 seconds, the payload fairing is jettisoned. At 4 minutes 22 seconds, propellant levels deplete and the booster engine shuts down. The Atlas V is now traveling at more than 21,680 kilometers, or 13,470 miles per hour, and located nearly 156 kilometers, or 97 miles in altitude, and 497 kilometers, or 309 miles downrange. 6 seconds later, the Atlas Centaur separation system activates to release the booster stage. The vehicle now weighs a little more than 5% of what it did at liftoff. 10 seconds later, the first burn of the Centaur main engine begins. Burning liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, the Centaur is attaining orbital velocity. At approximately 11.5 minutes into flight, cutoff of the Centaur main engine, or MECO 1, occurs. The mission now enters a 30-minute coast phase in preparation for the Earth escape burn. The Centaur main engine is restarted at 45 minutes. This burn provides the required thrust for Centaur to escape Earth orbit. Approximately 8 minutes later, final cutoff of the Centaur main engine occurs. This completes powered flight. Centaur will coast for nearly 5 minutes in preparation for spacecraft separation. At about 57.5 minutes, Centaur releases the spacecraft into a hyperbolic orbit, traveling at more than 41,000 kilometers, or nearly 26,000 miles per hour, on a 7-month cruise to Mars, where it will seek signs of ancient life on the red planet and collect rock and soil samples for possible return to Earth.
You can see that this is one of the things that we've done to make it smarter and have better sensing is we've added some cameras. You can see we have 23 cameras on the rover. And some of the new cameras we've added, we have new EE cams that are our navigation cameras that we use for autonomous driving. They're now color, they're twice the field of view, twice the resolution as the Curiosity cameras. We also have added better cameras to the front of the rover, the hazard cameras, which we use to actually place the arm very accurately. We even have a camera inside the rover that's final image. I love this image because it shows the rover folded up, ready to go on its way to Mars. But it also shows the preeminent new capability that we've built on this rover, which is the sampling system. If you look at the front of the rover, you see the cage-like feature. That's the core. That core, also see the robotic arm that have the Mars 2020 and the Perseverance.
Than the jagged pattern that Curiosity had. That gets rid of the hot spots.
We have 7 entirely new instruments that we are flying with us, and I want to focus on
explorers to the red planet.
And Atlas TU has gone to closed loop control, standing by for SRB burnout shortly. And we have successful separation of Mars 2020 with the Perseverance Rover.
We now have an acquisition of signals, and the years of blood, sweat, and tears from every person who worked on this mission is now realized as Perseverance makes its way to Mars.
That sense of wonderment and achievement and always working towards your goal.
We can do, and we will do.
And liftoff.
Mars is unavoidably special.
We've landed and we've scooped.
We've roved, we've orbited.
Together we did it, but the attitude was together we can do it.
The future is what you make out of it. You can make it real.
And here we are with Mars Perseverance, 51 years later, getting ready to do the first ever Mars return mission.
Eventually, we can bring those samples back to Earth and determine for the very first time, did life exist on Mars?
Thank you for joining us for the pre-launch press conference. Launch readiness review concluded for the Mars 2020 mission, which will carry the Mars Perseverance Rover and the Ingenuity Helicopter to the Red Planet. We're very excited about this new era in Mars exploration. You can catch the launch here on NASA television with broadcast starting at 7 a.m. and the launch will start at 7:50 a.m. To learn more about this mission to Mars, we are joined by a great panel about Mars 2020 and future plans to Mars.
Up to encapsulate the entire spacecraft. This is right before going into our integrated flow with the launch vehicle just a few weeks.
Into the MLP at the VIF at Complex 41. That's SRMs going up. We're flying 4 of them on this mission, and that gives the Atlas that extra oomph it needs to leave the Earth's gravity well with Perseverance and Ingenuity. And there you see about the last time we got to see the rover and helicopter stack before it got encapsulated. And we took that out to Complex 41 on the 7th and stacked it on top of the vehicle, got it ready. Environmentally, for planetary protection purposes, we had to prepare that area to be able to ingress and egress.